Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, we have a cattle video. So today's video is sponsored by HerdWatch. You want to know more about HerdWatch? Link to a free account in the description. There's our fits. So what we're doing this morning, well, first thing this morning, cattle are going to the factory, so we have 5 bulls to go. So we'll go in and get them out of the shed and ready for loading. Reseed is absolutely flying it. You could sit there and watch it grow. Here we have today's picking. So we have a Frisian bull, we have 3 Belgian blues, and we have an Angus bullock. So the reason why we're killing cattle now, we usually don't kill cattle now, is because in our system, it's usually you sell for 6 months and then you have nothing to sell for 6 months, which can always leave a bit tight for the last 2 months before you start selling again. So what we've done this year differently is we kept back lads that we were going to let out and fed them on, finished them a couple throughout the year up until probably the last one will go around the end of July, August, or yeah, August, September, yeah, around August maybe, and then we'll put in the next go and have them ready for the beginning of December, just to shorten the space of time that we have nothing to sell. But they're not over hectic. Cattle that stay inside don't tend to do terribly well, but it's not too bad. Blue, 2 more blues there, and an Angus bullock. Let's move on to the next job. We're just out here on the reseed that we done back in April. You may remember it. I finally got to do it Fatherfield's way. Something along them lines is what I called it. The calves, they've been out here now for a week or more, 2 or 3 weeks maybe. And the grass out here really struggled with the drought. They went from wet weather, which scalded all the dips out in the field, and then the dry weather burned the grass. You will see how thin it is. So, and then you'll also see all the weeds, particularly docks. Boy, just very thin. So we mulched this before we let the calves on it to try and take away the annual weeds, the weeds that only grow once, like red shank, lamb's quarter, mayweed, thistles, all that lovely stuff. So the calves are more or less finished here now. So I done the rest of the field there yesterday. There was an awful crop of dirt on it. The reason for mulching it was it went too strong for spraying, so we had to just mulch it off, clean it off. Now the other side of the wire, the grass is thicker in it. Why, I don't know. The plan would be we'll move these calves, we'll come in, we'll spray this for Pro Clover to try and kill off the docks particularly, because there's a lot of docking coming, and see what does the rest. Then we'll go in with some more grass seed, just shake it on it and then roll it in, and hopefully that'll thicken it up. We'll come out here. Now this was quite high over some of this, so it looks green when you look down. You have all the mulchings there, which I think that it could take some of the grass out of it, kind of burn what grass is there. So just had to be done because there was just no other way of getting rid of the dirt off it. A little bit of a failure in that regard. Look at the bit here. This is a bit that would have been topped when I topped out there before the calves went out. And you can see it's much thicker with grass. There's clover coming. We still have our dockings, we still have the dirt there as well, but it's a thicker sward. It's probably the only mistake I made was I didn't do the entire field while I was at it, because it would probably look a lot nicer now. This is what it is. So Liv is coming down to feed these guys, and we're going to try and get them moved, because yeah, just want to try and get on top of this, but not looking too bad there now. But they are finished out here. So anyways, yeah. Anyways, we'll go look at the other reseeding we done, which was done 2 weeks later in the dry weather, but it's looking very different. That's the calves move, so we're just going to give it all to them. We're humming in hand, whether give them big, give them it all. We're just going to chance them across it all. There's good grass just along the outside. For whatever reason, the weeds did not grow very strong on the outside. In the centre of the field, they were destroyed. Out here with Liv's army of goats. So she wants a hand. Which one you want to catch? That's the one furthest away. Okay, so we have Gwen caught. Liv's just doing her feet. Once we get this done, we'll move on to the next batch. Checking up on the lads. They're just up the road with a neighbour putting out storage just so they call up, see how they're getting on. Tank is thick, so they're drawing water to it. So anyways, yeah, we're just ready to start letting out calves. We have our batch of calves. I forgot to bring the camera with me, it's had left in the gator, but we've taken out 38 little good calves out of the shed. They're ready to come out and onto the grass, so we'll get them done, get them out next. We're waiting for Phil to come back with the Jeep so we can put the trailer on it to get them out. So yeah, there'll be 20 calves left in the shed on milk. Just some of them haven't come off yet, some of them need a little bit more, and after that then we're as good as done with. The flies are horrendous. Lots, like far too much grass, but we can't mow this with stones. The upper, you see the tape there, the other paddocks are due for mowing because we can mow them, but we just didn't get around to it in the good weather with that much else down. So Liv's giving them their booster Hipra Bovis, and we're also using HerdWatch to record all the calves coming out so we know who's in this group.
Who he heads done.
Who he heads done.
4987 I think I already have.
Yeah, you have.
Jolene, 45.
You have him on, yeah. Gotcha.
5048, he's done.
I know.
Them out. Right, another order.
All done, and you have all the numbers. 11, 13, 14, yeah. Happy days. Right, do this 3 more times. Well, 2 more times. Have the second load out, and we want to just tidy up the edge of this gap so we can get in and out a bit easier. It's getting a bit overgrown. So the pole is way off in there. It's not easy to try and tie or get shut, so we'll try and trim this back a bit. And now that's the 3rd load out, and that's this batch of calves done. So all that's left now in the yard is there's 20 calves still on milk. They're just the last guys to come off. These guys were ready to come out last week, but with the busy week at hay and silage we didn't get it done. Now, as much as I'd like to have mowed this, I can't because there is some big bouldery stones in it. It's just not safe to mow. But I can dodge the few that's in the next paddock, and then there next 2 paddocks beyond that are safe to mow. We've mowed them before, so they'll be mowed to go in for bales. So they're going to get a lot of time out of this. They're probably going to tramp most of it into the ground rather than eat it, but they'll do what they gotta do. They're happy out. The rest of the calves that are at home, they'll go on to a batch and a rotation then round the bottoms at home, and then that's all the calves out for this year. So big thanks to HerdWatch for sponsoring today's video. HerdWatch, we'd have used for putting these into a batch so we know what calves are in the batch, and then also when we go to dose them later on, when we dose them, we just select the batch, select the dose, and everyone gets it. No picking all the numbers. Makes the life so much easier. One of the things while I was looking at insights, I can see my average prices I've got divided across male, female, breeds, different people we've bought off, ages, how many days they're on the farm, different sires. In 2020 we averaged just over €3.40 a kilo for the cattle we killed that year. In 2021 we averaged about probably tells me, yeah. 2021 we averaged €3.68 a kilo on our cattle, and then because we haven't all our information put into it yet, but just to show you, in 2024 we averaged €4.81 a kilo per animal. So that just shows you how quickly beef has climbed, and this year is going to be even higher than that again. But that is insights. We have a lot of information that's missing to go into it, and when we get them into it we'll have a lot more. There is so much stuff there that can be broken down. Really check it out if you want. The more you use it, we just have to upload all our kill sheets and stuff, and that'll give us more information. And then also you can put in the cost of everything, which will also then put in your margins and stuff like that. So you want to check out HerdWatch, will be link in the description down below. We use it for recording everything, but we just got to finish up on the back end of it to make better use of insights, because there's a lot of information to be gathered from that. We're going to leave them to it. They're going to be happy out now. We'll be up tomorrow with troughs and stuff for them. So on the way back now, we're going to call in to the reseed on what we call the new farm and show you how it's getting on. And it was sowed 2 weeks after we sowed the bit at the house, which we've seen at the start of today's video. It's coming out here now to what we call the big field on the new farm, which we sprayed off reseeded. I was to make a video on it, but it was a slap bang, got it in a hurry kind of a job, and it is doing ferocious well. So just for comparison, what you seen this morning in the start of this video was the field at the house which we filmed, and it just suffered from drought, wet weather and then drought. Whereas out here we sowed 2 weeks later on the Saturday, and I think it was the last week of the dry weather we got put it in. Now it did suffer a little bit. You can just see kind of the brow up there, kind of where be that little bit drier. It suffered a little bit. A little bit patchy there. We'll probably go with a little bit of extra grass seed in there when we're doing the other bit. But the rest of it is looking beautiful. Now I would drive across in it, but it is a little bit tender underfoot. Liv was across it yesterday, and she was like, just don't drive on it, just leave it ticking. But it is beautiful and it is clean. So it is. It's a stick here. Now that we have it done, one of the big things I wanted to learn about this field was, could I mow any of it? Because I know the far side of the field is full of big boulders. Well, the verdict is in, and yes, we can. I can mow a section from here kind of across to the pole there, and a diagonals across kind of to the blue tub, that's why that's there, and then on up through where that kind of lighter patch is, back towards that way, and up on top of that brow, and all this section here is clear of stones, apart from 2 pointy lads down there I gotta take the sledge to. It is clean. So we're going to have more ground for silage, which is great, and just look at it. Like, it is, I'm just well chuffed with. See all the clover, see the grass, and very, very little else in it. There is a couple of thistles coming, that's the only thing, and the problem with them is there's no spray that I can kill them without killing all my clover. I don't want to kill my clover. So that is the only downside, but there doesn't seem to be any docks or any other dirt, even when it's like clear. It's just well happy, you know, well happy with it. That is the reseed. That is the biggest field on the new farm, reseeded in good order, and I'm looking forward to getting the mower into it. We will graze this with cattle when it gets a bit stronger. Biggest thing is, because we've older cattle here, calves will be better suited to graze this, but I don't really want the calves here. So we'll graze it with the older stock, but I want to let it grow a bit more, get a better root structure, because the heavier cattle might do more damage to the root structure. And then just clip it off, and then it'll start to tiller out and fill the sward, and we'll have a right crop of stuff. I'm well chuffed with it. A couple of thistles, I don't know what we'll do, whether we go around with the sprayer in the back of the gator and spray the sections with it, or what, but we'll tackle them some way. But yeah, that's the difference in 2 weeks. So that is the difference. At home should look like this, only better, stronger. We should actually nearly have a cut of grass off the bottom paddock rather than mulching it. But the weather just came wrong. That's one of the things, you just never know how it's going to come, and you get caught. But yeah, I just well chuffed with that. So I am. So anyways, there's not much more to say in today's video. It's a video about livestock, and after the last week, a busy week at silage and hay, so a good bit of livestock work to catch up on, moving cattle and all that fun stuff. So that's more or less my week. That and mulching, tidying up paddocks afterward, and getting ready to tackle rushes and whatnot with spray later on. So anyways, me and Liv are going to be on, because we gotta go deliver a bull and pick up some cows. Yes, sucklers are coming. That might be Sunday's video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. That's it from us. Good luck.